Hey, thank you for listening to another episode of Shut Up and Watch the Movie, but on YouTube.
If you like listening to us and you want to hear more, make sure you like this video and subscribe.
Awesome. Oh, okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Shut Up and Watch the Movie. I'm Christina.
I'm Tyson.
And each week we make each other watch a movie. And we have very different tastes, so sometimes we don't like it, but usually we have quite a bit of fun.
Sometimes we have fun, yeah.
I think most of the time we try to have fun.
I got invested in this one.
You did.
Week.
I actually thought you weren't going to like it, and then by the end you were like, it kind of won me over.
What can I say?
So, we're talking about The Holiday. That's
Yep.
the movie we watched. But before we get into that...
I have some podcast announcements.
Yes.
Or I guess both of us collectively. We both do the podcast.
This is a 50-50 partnership.
Yes. I mentioned this at the tail end of last episode, but our YouTube is up and running.
Woo!
It's got stuff on there, video podcasts. Not us, filmed, but, I made a little motion graphic that just loops during the podcast. So it's...
I haven't even looked at it.
That's all right. I saw the letterbox was updated, so that's good.
Yes.
We also have a TikTok page now.
Woo!
What is the username for that?
Yay! Shut Up and Watch, I think.
Shut Up and Watch. But I've been editing together some 30 to 45 second podcast clips.
And I've been pushing for us to actually make TikToks.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out.
So that stuff will get posted.
I'm sorry. It's Shut Up and Watch Pod.
Shut Up and Watch Pod. All right. So if you have TikTok, you can use it. Is TikTok going to get, banned? Is that still happening?
That was, 2 years ago.
I know, but, is that, did that ever get resolved?
I mean, we still have TikTok.
I guess you're right. Okay.
I don't think that's something we need to be concerned about right now.
You're right. Also, I changed the website. Finally.
Whoa.
So I made it look somewhat nice instead of, the joke that I had it before where it was Comic Sans. I chose, an actual font.
Yay.
You wore me down.
The crowd goes mild.
So that's it. Yeah, and then also we do a little section on the show called the Teeny Tiny Little Movie Corner.
Oh, we're done with updates?
Yeah, we're done with updates.
Cool.
We're not getting into the holiday just yet. If this is your first time listening, we do this little segment where we talk about a little movie we saw in the past week. Mm-hmm. Give a little recommendation, maybe. Can I go first?
Usually you would go first because I picked the movie of the week, so you get to go first.
So I saw Wicked, finally.
Yes!
All right.
Blow
out the mic, why don't you?
If you're going to say Wicked, and I have to say, I've been talking about Wicked for weeks on the podcast.
I know.
You guys, I finally saw Wicked. I saw it twice, actually.
I know. I saw it with Christina the second time.
I'm very happy. I love it. It's great.
So that's your pick too, Wicked?
Yeah.
Great.
Of course.
Yeah, so I hadn't read the book or seen the musical or really heard any of the songs besides, Popular or Defying Gravity. Yeah, it was really good. I guess unsurprising, considering people are loving it right now.
Well, you're really adding a lot to the conversation
what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? It was bad? It wasn't bad.
No, it was great.
I was holding space for it.
It was awesome. Yeah, we found the time to hold space for the lyrics to Defying Gravity. Something I didn't know was happening, but...
I wonder if that's still going to be funny by the time this comes out.
That's actually a good point. I don't know.
It's whatever.
It'll be 1 week. Hopefully it's...
Meme life cycles are so quick.
That's so true. They die really fast. Sorry if this is already an outdated joke, but...
But at the time we're recording it, it's really funny.
It's really funny.
It's really funny.
It's really good, you guys. No, I loved it. Like I said, I've been talking about it for weeks, and I've very much been looking forward to the movie, and...
Was it everything you hoped for?
Yeah, pretty much, honestly.
What did you like most about it?
I thought that the performances were very well done. I think way back in the beginning, I think I've said this on the podcast, when Ariana Grande was first cast, I was not, I didn't dislike it, but I was a little bit skeptical about how I felt in her in that role.
I can see that.
And she proved me wrong, thank God.
No, she crushed it,
She was amazing.
Yeah.
She was fantastic. Cynthia Erivo's great.
They all crushed it.
Great. Yeah, everyone's crazy. Jonathan Bailey, make that man a flirty character and put him in some tight pants.
They
know exactly what he's doing.
They built a lot more sets than I expected. I thought it was all going to be green screen.
Very impressive sets.
But
yeah. They had a lot of practical sets.
There was a fair amount of practical sets.
This was Universal, right? Universal threw money at this movie.
Very
expensive movie, but I think it paid off. That's always the best. If it's expensive and it
probably pays off. But I don't like that it was it had to be $250 million.
It was I don't know how much, but a lot of money.
That's ridiculous. You can't I don't know. That's not sustainable.
But yeah, this is how you can tell it's good, because Tyson never has any connection, like never seen it, went into it, loved it. I personally, as someone who did have a connection with it, was very excited for it, also loved it. So, crowd pleaser.
I'm the most easily impressed person though. Half the time, not even half, but most of the time you show me something, I'm like, oh yeah, that was pretty good. Like this
I'm
week.
also pretty easily impressed.
No, you're not.
There are movies that you have shown me that I don't like. That's not because I'm not easily impressed. It's because you've shown me bad movies. Generally speaking,
I like the
if
movies.
you look at my letterbox, I give most movies 4 stars.
I don't rate with stars anymore because I think there's so much more to a film than to be quantified with a number.
Well, I like to bring people down, so
it's great, awesome.
Oh, are you gonna do it?
No, I don't know how
it
goes. I don't know. Is that anything? Hey, don't look at me like that's embarrassing.
I mean, mine was bad.
You asked me to do it.
Yours was really bad.
What? Really bad?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay. Dynasty Part 2, but...
Yeah, again, that's the last thing I'm going to say about it. It's like, I expected the 2.5 hours to be a chore.
I honestly did too, and
they weren't.
It breezes by.
No,
it feels good.
Pretty,
I'm excited for the second half to have more
pacing.
time to breathe. And also my favorite songs in the second half, so I'm very excited.
Well, I'm excited for you to get to experience that when it comes out.
Thank you.
If we're still doing the podcast,
I think we need to really hype up our love for Wicked so we can get invited to...
You can't
get on their PR
say
list
that
somehow.
on the podcast. Now they'll never give it to us.
I saw some other influencer say that.
I didn't know Brittany Broski got invited to the Wicked premiere.
I didn't know that, but that doesn't surprise me that much.
I just is she like a film person? I thought she was just like a comedian.
She's an influencer. A lot of people got invited to the Wicked premiere.
Okay, well, we got to get our influencer
Like
game
half
up.
the Dancing with the Stars cast went.
Half of them?
Yeah, because the other half went to an LA Kings game that night.
What about the girl on house arrest?
No, well, she was voted off first week.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Damn, I haven't been keeping up.
That's great. Me and my other roommate watch Dancing with the Stars every week. It's over now, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately, but I like the winner. Great season.
Cool. I don't really care.
Yeah, we're getting into different territory.
Okay,
now.
let's get on with the
back to our main topic of the day.
The meat of the episode,
the film
which is
The Holiday.
Let me get some facts.
It's a Nancy Meyers movie from 2006. I want to say 6. I was right. 2006.
What is you say Nancy Meyers movie? She wrote and directed it. Has she done anything else that you know?
Nancy Meyers is known for having like a very specific kind of rom-com style. I'm trying to think. I don't know why off the top of my head I can't think of any other movies, but hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
I don't know, man. That poster,
think of movies with that type of poster and like
mid-2000s rom.
That's
rom-com doesn't even feel accurate.
Something's got to give. The Intern. It's complicated. What? She did Father of the Bride? No way.
You say rom-com, but I feel like it's more of just
she helped write the screenplay. She did not direct that one.
I feel like it's more of just like a romance movie with some comedy at some points. But it's not really...
Okay, sure, fine. But she has like that specific kind of like uplifting, like...
Sure.
Cheery,
non-cynical.
Like somewhat cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very earnest.
Yes.
Let's see what the budget was. I know you're not interested in this stuff, but I bet there's a listener out there who is. $85 million.
You're scaring
wow.
my listeners.
$85 million for a romance movie. I guess I could understand why. There's a lot of stars and
stacked cast.
Box office, it made $205 million, so it made its money back.
Pretty good. Stacked cast, yeah.
I didn't know anything about this movie going in. I hadn't even really heard of it. I had actually seen a clip from it, which is Jack Black in the blockbuster.
We'll get
but
there.
I didn't know that was from this movie.
This is like a comfort. I feel like I discovered, or I feel like I only watched this for the first time like a year or two ago, and I've watched it several times. Like it's just like such a good like feel good. Just turn it on.
It is.
It's like cozy.
I could see how it is. It is also a little over 2 hours, which is crazy for like.
It could be a little shorter.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I guess I also don't really know what you cut. Because I feel like you kind of need the time to...
I feel like there's not, like, any specific scenes. I just think there's certain scenes that could probably be a little shorter.
If you're like me, it takes me a long time to warm up to these people. Or some of them, at least. Cameron
You
Diaz.
were all over the place during this movie. I know we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast that by the end you came around to it, but you were all 5 minutes you'd be like, nah, I don't like what's going on here. And then 2 minutes later,
that.
Jack Black would show up on screen and you'd be like, you know what? I kind of like this movie, actually.
I didn't say I didn't like it at any point, I don't think. I don't love Cameron Diaz's character.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it.
Okay, let's go through the...
Let's get into it. So we have two main characters.
Yeah.
I mean, I would argue Cameron Diaz is probably more the main character, but for the sake of this, I feel like it's Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet, I think we start with her.
And we're in Britain.
Kate...
What?
You didn't say...
Britain.
We're in Britain. London.
That's
town.
awesome. I'm sure
Old foggy
people
town.
don't find that annoying.
They're in London because Kate Winslet, if you don't know, she is British.
What do? They work at a newspaper?
She works at a newspaper. Okay, Kate Winslet...
Pathetic.
Kate Winslet's character in this movie needs
Pathetic.
to get a grip, okay?
Yeah.
We're talking Kate Winslet. She's beautiful. Lovely, lovely woman.
Yes.
She works at a successful newspaper. I'm sure she's great. And she is obsessively in love with her ex-boyfriend who cheated on her. And they are still friends. That is insane. Hey, this is right off the cuff, you guys.
It's like teetering on more than friends.
Insane because he is so flirty with her.
It's ridiculous.
And she is not over him at all. She's very much in love with him still.
There's no way his girlfriend would be okay with that.
It's a little painful. It's a little painful to watch, honestly. It's like, girl, stand up. Like, you need to get a hold of yourself. This is so bad. This is oh my gosh.
And this guy, man, what's his name?
This guy, Jasper, what an asshole. I hate this guy because she's like, she's in her office writing a paper or whatever. And he comes in and he's like, yeah, I got you something for Christmas. You're going to look really hot in it. Like, what?
That is a crazy thing to ask.
What?
Tell your
ex. Also because, like I said, he cheated on her and he's dating someone else that works in the newspaper. So, like, just crazy behavior. And instead of her being like,
really
hey... cross a boundary, don't say that. She's like, oh my gosh, here's your Christmas gift that I bought you. It's like really special. Like,
it's because she wants to get back with him.
Clearly. She's like still holding out hope that somehow they'll end up together.
Look, listen, man. You know, that's a real emotion. I'm sure a lot of people can feel that about somebody in their lives at some point.
Yeah. It doesn't make... I still want to grab her and shake her.
Like shake her.
But anyway, so she's at the office and this is happening and there's like a big holiday party happening. They're getting ready to close for the holidays. And while they're at the party, it's announced that he is engaged to this girl that he's been dating, that he cheated on her with.
Literally.
They're engaged.
I'm shaking my head.
So of course she's like in
SMH.
shock. I feel like every time... I get shocked when I just see people that I know get engaged regardless of
we're getting to that age.
An ex, like... Yeah, crazy work. And also the fact that she sees him, like, they're still, like, besties, like...
Yikes.
And she didn't know. She found out with everyone else at the office.
Yeah, why wouldn't you give her maybe a heads up when you're, giving her a Christmas gift? It's like, hey...
He didn't actually give her the Christmas gift. Because she's like, oh, here's yours. And he's like, oh, that's awkward. Like, I left it in the car.
Do you think he actually had it, or do you think he hadn't bought it yet? Or do you think he didn't even know they were doing gifts?
I bet that he had one in mind that he hadn't actually bought.
But he hadn't actually bought?
No, that's what I think.
It seems to me the responsible thing to do would have been, hey, I know our relationship is kind of weird. Just a heads up. I am getting married. She's here also.
Yeah.
I guess she works in the building also.
Well, yeah, she knows that he's dating her at least.
Yeah.
Because he cheated on her with the other woman.
It just seems, I don't know, like another reason why he's an asshole.
Yeah.
And blindsiding her.
We hate him.
We do hate him.
He has no redeemable qualities.
No redeemable qualities.
None. So, okay, so that's that side of the story. Her name's, I guess we should say Kate Winslet, her character's name is Iris.
Iris,
yes.
We usually just refer to them by the actor's name.
Yeah, we do, and we probably will continue to.
But her name is Iris.
Anyway, that's like the setup over there, okay? She seems like a wonderful person, but she's kind of pathetic.
Yeah, she's got to get her act together.
Right. So now we're going to go halfway across the world, and we're going to go to Los Angeles, baby, our home turf. Woo!
Amazing.
In Los Angeles, we meet Cameron Diaz's character.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so...
her name is Amanda.
She's a classic workaholic, cares about being independent, and doesn't let people in, and she does movie trailer editing. Off the bat, there's like, we cut into this argument that she's having with her, I guess, long-term boyfriend. And this dude is weird to me.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I don't understand, like, the vibe he's coming at. He seems to, like, care, but he also doesn't seem to care.
I don't know. I think he's just, like, kind of an asshole.
He's, like, weirdly nonchalant.
Like, they both kind of suck.
Yeah. He's like...
Because she's like yelling at him because she's like, you slept with your secretary, didn't you?
Yeah, and he's like, no, baby, I didn't.
Like, no, and she's like, swear to me. And he's like, well.
No. It's like, yeah, he won't do that, but he'll keep lying. And then eventually,
it's like this big, you can see that a breakup's happening, basically.
And their argument spirals out, and he's basically gets kicked out onto the lawn. And she's like, well, we're breaking up anyway, so just tell me, did you sleep with her? And he's like, yeah, I did.
He goes, and listen, this is not my proudest moment, but it's not all my fault.
Yeah, well, what do you mean? How is it not all your fault?
That's a crazy thing to say.
She was like,
they use that as an excuse, I think, to bring up, like, you don't let people in, like,
I know,
you're not lovey-dovey, whatever, but, like, that doesn't, that's not her fault that you cheated.
He, like, lectures her on, like, her problems, which I'm sure she has. Well, I mean, she does.
They obviously have, really. I think his brain, he's like, well, it's not the end of the world that I cheated because we had relationship problems, and it's like that's not how that works. Cheating is just like the number one no. It doesn't matter if you're having problems. No.
Number one no. But then he like lectures her about all her problems, also exposition for the audience, so we get it clearly laid out what her problem is. I will say,
some of the dialogue throughout this whole movie, I'm like, I know that this is not, like, in my brain, after, studying scripts and stuff, I'm like, I know that this is technically not good, but I'm willing to overlook it.
Look, sometimes you gotta do it. Sometimes you gotta do it. And then he's like, but yeah, I slept with her. She's young. She doesn't know any better. It's like, what? Why? That's a weird thing to say, right?
He also brings up, oh, look at you. You're so heartless. You're like the only one on earth who would like break up with her boyfriend and not cry. And she's like, why does it bother you that I can't cry? Another fun fact learned, she can't cry, you guys.
Yeah. But also, like, not everybody, like, some people have, like, a delayed emotional reaction.
Yeah, no, I feel like in the moment, like, yeah. But I think they use that as an opportunity to bring up the fact that she cannot cry. And that will be further explained later on, but she can't cry. So after he admits to sleeping with his secretary, she goes down and punches him twice, and it's really nice.
Which I also think you probably should not have done. I don't know when else I'm going to bring this up, but I'll bring it up now.
Sure.
I thought the movie, looked great. Like, visually
you did.
For the most part. Yeah. Here's something I've discovered as we've watched movies for this podcast and as we watch movies on our own. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, it's really easy to just, like, phone in how the movie looks. Look, I liked How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, right? Mm-hmm. I like that movie. It's not, like, a really pretty movie. It's pretty,
sure, I could see that.
Like, generic. I don't know. But this has some nice, beautiful shots on film. A lot of nice composition.
Sure.
I will say, it's interesting to me that we nearly perfected how to shoot on film right before we went over to digital. And then movies got fucking ugly again.
Well, Sonic the Hedgehog. Or wait, no, I lied. Not Sonic the Hedgehog. Detective Pikachu was on film.
I did know that.
That's a fun fact I learned this summer, and sometimes I just think about that.
And I bet that movie looks really nice.
Was filmed on film. Everyone sit and think about that for a second. Take that in.
Why is that so funny to you?
Because, I don't know, maybe I'm being unfair to Detective Pikachu, but like, and I'm not saying, I have not seen Detective Pikachu, so I don't know if it's a good movie or a bad movie or something, but like, if I were going to assume that any movie were filmed on film, it's not going to be anything Pikachu, what is that, Pokemon?
Yeah.
Wait, it's not going to be Pokemon, it's not going to be like any sort of video game movie. I'm not going to be like, yeah, that one's on film.
Yeah, it's not like Lawrence of Arabia.
Right, exactly.
I like Pokemon.
I kind of have no opinion on Pokemon.
I haven't seen Detective Pikachu, but from what
I'm not trying to hate on Detective Pikachu. I have not seen the movie. I don't know if it's good or not. I just think it's funny that that movie was filmed on film.
Isn't Ryan Reynolds the Pikachu?
I have no idea.
I think that's true. I think he is the Pikachu.
Maybe.
That's crazy.
Why? Wait, what?
No, he can talk.
Pikachu can... I thought he just
No,
goes,
Detective Pikachu can talk.
Is this a different character than Pikachu?
Yes, there's like a million Pikachus. It's a Pokemon.
Okay, I don't know anything about Pokemon.
Yeah, this one's special. This one's a detective and it can talk.
Is Kirby a Pokemon?
No.
Oh.
What? Oh my god.
Well, I always used to, whenever... Oh, I guess that makes sense, actually. I was going to say, because whenever I played Smash Bros. With my cousins, I liked being Kirby.
What does that have to do with it being a Pokemon?
Because aren't there other Pokemon in Smash Bros?
There's a bunch of video game characters in Smash Brothers.
Okay, I didn't know if that was Pokemon.
No, it's not a Pokemon.
Okay.
Oh god. All right. We'll just move past that.
Anyway.
We'll get into that later.
None of that matters. So, okay. Amanda is now... I guess she's sad. she's like, I need to get away.
No, but she can't even cry.
She can't even cry. She tries to
Yeah,
cry.
she tries
There's
to
like a whole
cry.
little montage of her trying to cry, and she can't cry. So she's like, you know what? I need to get away. I'm gonna treat myself to a vacation. I've been working so hard, and now I broke up my boyfriend. Like, she's not happy, clearly.
No, clearly not.
So she's Googling online, and she finds this thing called home exchange, where basically her and somebody else switch houses. Which, first of all, is this a real thing?
I mean, it has to be, I imagine.
I feel like...
Well, it can't be that different than like an
Airbnb.
Like an Airbnb, yeah.
I'm down to do that.
It's like a Verbo.
I feel like one thing watching this, though, I think is funny, like in 2006, doing this on the internet, there were no guardrails. Like, there was, how did you know who you were talking to? You know, how did you know?
No,
there was no, like, I mean, maybe it's just movie magic, and like, of course, like, you had to sign up and get a background check or whatever. But like, realistically, like, if you did sign up for something like that today, like, there would be a whole process. You could not do it, like, in a minute and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna book this thing.
No.
Like,
and I was like freaking out when I was watching, because I was like, how she immediately gets on the like online chat to speak to the other,
right?
And she's also there, and they just coincidentally happen to be on at the same time,
right? And when we say we're talking about Kate Winslet, Iris, who she's you know back in England, she's heartbroken because Jasper's
she lives in like a
married.
little rustic cabin.
Oh my god, I love her house. Can we talk about her house for a minute?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Her house is so cute. It's like this little, like, I don't know if it's cabin's the right word. It's like a
it's like a cottage.
Yeah, it's like a cottage, and it's like made of stone, and she has like this really cute blue kitchen.
It's always snowing.
And like these stone walls, and there's like this rustic bathtub. Oh my god, beautiful. I'm not like a huge interior design kind of person, but like, oh my gosh.
I mean, it looked nice.
Looked beautiful. And it was like in the English countryside. Beautiful, amazing. Anyway, so she's heartbroken, right? Because Jasper's getting married. So she's also kind of trying to look to get away. Mm-hmm. She's crying. She's a mess. She's a hot mess. Unlike Amanda, who's like, damn, I guess I'm sad. Kate Winslet is... she's distraught.
No, yeah, Kate Winslet's like sobbing.
She's freaking out. So yeah, they both get on the website. They message each other, and they're like, great, 2 weeks tomorrow.
Yeah, no,
let's do it. Let's switch houses.
They're all of a sudden just like, okay, yeah, we can do it tomorrow. And then like they both managed to get like they're in completely different time zones also.
Right, like it's lucky that she was awake.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that they were able to get that worked out within the matter of like 3 minutes.
Like minutes. That's what I'm saying too. Is I'm like that would never happen.
It would never happen that way.
Like you don't know who you're messaging. You don't know. Like a website like that would make you do like a background check or something, or like at least verify your identity at the very least.
Maybe they did that before when they signed up. You wouldn't want to watch that in the movie, though. You wouldn't want to...
No, I know, but it just, like... I don't know, as someone who's traveled before, I'm not going to go to some undisclosed location and be like, oh, yeah, they said I can stay there.
Anyway, so they do, they exchange.
So, they switch?
Yeah, they switch.
So, Iris goes to L.A.
And, okay, this is why I don't feel bad for Cameron Diaz's character. Because, well, one, she can't cry. Not that that's the reason, but it's like... She's clearly independent and feisty, which is fine, but she also has a ton of money.
Yeah, she's rich.
Yeah,
her house in LA is like
mansion.
A Beverly Hills mansion. It's like she's fine.
You're already kind of being set up to be like unlikable, and then you're also very rich, and you're like a boss of a bunch of people at like a film editing, like
sometimes
or a film
it's
trailer
hard
company.
To feel bad for rich people in certain circumstances.
Yeah, the fact that you were even able to just drop everything and go just like go for 2 weeks.
But I mean, so was Kate Winslet's character.
I know, but she probably has money in savings. She didn't splurge all on her house.
Yeah, I guess.
She never took a break in her life. They established that. She's working at the newspaper all the time.
They were like, she's never gone on vacation. This is crazy. Okay. Anyway, so Kate Winslet gets to LA. She's thrilled. She's like, wow, look at this big, beautiful house. This is amazing.
It's a beautiful pool.
It's a pool. There's
so many
like
rooms.
A huge, like, there's a movie room that has like a bunch of
it's
movies.
Crazy.
It's a really nice house.
Like, why does
she's like cheering because she's like, wow, this is so great. Cameron Diaz gets to England and she has a little bit of a harder time adjusting because smaller house. She kind of has to drive on the wrong side of the road. Mm. She's just like not having a good time. She's like just by herself at this house.
Yeah.
She tries to like eat and drink and have a good time.
There's a dog running around.
She sings, like goes crazy singing Mr. Brightside, which I feel like I kind of love that because I feel like that's me. That's how I dance around in my room by myself. Changed? Yeah, no, it's 2006, 2024. It's almost 20 years later, but it's all the same. she's kind of planning on like going back. She's like, this was a mistake. This was like a crazy whim. Like,
it's also like I don't think she has like proper like heating in her house, the cottage, because it's like she has to light a fireplace and she's always wearing like mittens and like jackets and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we should mention.
Is that the only way to heat your cottage is to light a fire?
I would guess that there's some sort of.
Do they have heating system? Well, also I don't think they have. Do they have heating in Britain? I know they don't have air conditioning.
Yeah, they do.
Well, they don't have air conditioning, so I don't know if they have heating.
I feel like they do. Well, okay, I've never been to England, but I've been to Europe, and there were heating systems. So.
That's like a boiler? I don't know. It just
like a radiator? Is that the right term?
Yeah, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I do want to say before we get into this, I have a lot to say about this next part, but we should mention that Jack Black's character does pop up.
Yeah, when?
To which Tyson practically cheered.
Okay, because here's the thing. Okay, if you guys want to look at the poster, you can Google the poster. It's called The Holiday.
The second half of the movie is more Jack Black heavy than the first half.
Look at the poster, and you see two men on that poster, and I feel like we got 45 minutes into this movie, and they have like one split second of Jack Black at the very, very, very beginning.
Yeah.
And then he pops in.
So basically just to introduce himself. He's like supposed to be getting something from Cameron Diaz's house, but Kate Winslet's there and she's like, oh, sorry. And he's there. I guess he works with Cameron Diaz's ex. And so he's there with his girlfriend, like picks something up and he's like, no worries, see you later. Like it's basically just there to like show that he's there.
Then he picks like a...
Oh, she has an eyelash off her face.
And
it's like...
Which also,
it's kind of,
don't do that.
Whoa.
Don't do that. Like, that seems like that's
Okay, I agree.
How many movies have you seen where people are like, oh, you got an eyelash on your face? And they pluck it off and it's like sweet and romantic.
Why do people have so many eyelashes on their face?
I don't know, but I feel like that's a trope I've seen before.
I think it's like an excuse to like touch someone's face.
I know, but also, one, you could never get away with doing that today. If I'm a guy, okay? Let's play pretend for a second. Okay,
okay.
I'm a guy. I'm just a random guy you don't know. We don't do this podcast together. You're on the street. Or maybe we're at like...
I feel like there has to be some sort of established
maybe we're coworkers.
Here. Okay.
Maybe we're coworkers and we've talked once at the water cooler.
Okay.
Or something. Only once.
Okay.
And then you got an eyelash on your cheek, and I'm like, oh, you got an eyelash on your face. And I get my grubby little hands and I put them on your face.
Well, okay, I would assume that you're flirting with me.
But would that even, like, is that Riz? Is that, like, to reach onto somebody's face and grab an eyelash off? Could you just lie?
I was going to say, how hot is the guy?
Oh my god, it's like that meme. It's literally like that meme that's like sexual harassment versus flirting.
Well, okay, I would not call that sexual harassment, period. No,
I don't think so.
No.
But I'm just saying, like, it depends on how hot the guy is, whether or not it...
Yeah. Maybe? I don't know. Honestly, realistically, I'd probably be like, kind of like, all right, that was weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. I don't think I'd think about it at all. I'd probably be like, all right.
I like Jack Black in this movie, but he's very touchy.
He is. No, I agree.
There's one part where he
very affectionate.
Kisses her on the cheek.
He keeps giving cheek kisses.
I also don't feel like we do that anymore.
I think we should. I think that's like endearing. No,
I don't want that. I think that's more a thing in other cultures. The kiss on the cheek.
Well, oh yeah, okay.
Maybe
I was saying like in like a romantic sense, but like I think like like greeting people. Like,
that's what he meant. He didn't mean in like a.
No. I know it wasn't romantic when he was doing it, but like, well, for most of the time at least, I don't know, but. No, that is a big thing in other cultures. You do the double kiss. Yeah. Greeks do that.
Yeah, is that a big thing in Greece?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
Well, I think a lot of Europeans do. Okay, I just wanted to establish that we do meet Jack Black briefly.
Yeah, we do meet Jack Black briefly.
But back in England, like I said, Cameron Diaz not having a good time. She's getting ready to leave.
Okay, I also have a huge problem with this.
We're going to get into the meat of the movie, okay? Somebody's banging at the door, and she's, like, in bed. So she's, like, panicked a little bit.
This is like 1 or 2 a.m.
And there's like a guy and he's like, Iris, like, let me in. I'm going to piss on your porch. Mm-hmm. And she's like, what? Like, she's like, who are you? And he's like, haha, very funny, Iris. Like, let me in. And so she opens the door.
Like Iris.
And
it's not British.
He looks so good. You guys.
Okay.
It's Jude Law.
Christina was howling at the screen the entire movie.
You guys, I just need to establish, he is like the female gaze in this movie, okay? He is just very hot to start off with, and then everything that you find out about him or that he does only makes him hotter.
We're gonna get into that briefly.
I think we should save that part. I know what part you're talking about.
I'm gonna save it for later.
But just know, everything that happens with him, he keeps getting hotter, okay? But you see his face, and right off the bat, it's like, whoa, hot guy. And he's like, whoa, you're not Iris. Sorry. And she's like, no, I'm... What?
It's Jude Law, by the way. I don't know if you said that.
I think I said that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Jude Law.
Well, I'm reminding people.
Yeah. Which I would say, generally speaking, I like Jude Law. I don't think...
But you really like him
most
in this
other
movie.
stuff I've seen him in, I'm not like...
What else is he even in?
He was in the... Whatchamacallit?
He was Watson in Sherlock Holmes.
Fantastic Beasts movies.
Oh, he was he Grindelwald?
No, he
was Dumbledore?
Yeah.
What? Why? I don't know anything about Fantastic
He was
Beasts.
wasn't he the villain in Captain Marvel, I think?
I didn't watch that one either, but it says he was in Captain Marvel.
Okay, I think he was the bad guy in that. I think it was supposed to be a twist, a surprise. So spoilers, I guess, but I think it was really obvious.
Did you just spoil?
I spoiled Captain Marvel. Sorry. Sorry to all the huge Marvel fans that are 6 years behind.
Yeah, listening to this and then who care who haven't watched it yet.
Right, exactly. So, okay. So, yeah, Jude Law, he's like, oh, so she's like, I'm staying here.
Yeah.
Iris isn't home. She's in LA. Who are you? And he's like, oh, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm her brother. Sometimes I get drunk at the pub and she lets me in so I can pee and not drive home drunk. And so she's like, okay, like, sure, come in.
Okay. Here's my issue. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't
do what?
He's a stranger. This is like literally the beginning to Barbarian. I said this to you. It's like the whole...
Yes, he is a stranger, but no, because the thing with Barbarian is like, it's just like two people that were like supposed to be in an Airbnb, but like his story checks out.
Yes, but also like you don't want to like confirm. You don't want to do like any other. You don't want to be like hey,
call
last name
and like
you can't even be like what's the last name.
Yeah, quiz him a little.
Yeah, just quiz him
like
just a little bit.
Where'd you guys grow up?
Well, I guess you wouldn't
enough.
know that either, but
that's like not romantic. So
did any of these people like give anybody a warning that they were going out? They didn't. That they were leaving the country for like.
You know what? Kate Winslet did text her ex because her ex had texted her, and she texted him saying, "We both know I need to fall out of love with you." So good for her. Taking baby steps, but it's a step.
She's like, "Don't contact me,
but
please."
She hadn't talked to her brother. I think Amanda told. I don't think she needed to tell anyone. There's like that one scene where she's like at work and she like tells them like,
"What about Jack Black?"
Done. But I don't think she actually works with Jack Black. I think Jack Black was there to pick up some of her ex's stuff.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I don't think they know each other, but I don't think they're like actually friends. But anyway, back to Jude Law. So okay. She lets him in. He goes to the bathroom. She's like trying to make herself look nice.
Yeah.
I mean, should we just not beat around the bush here?
What do you want to say? Like, you are more excited about Jude Law than I am.
I'm so excited about Jude Law in this movie. They talk for a minute. They flirt, whatever. They kiss. They're like, we should sleep together. They're like, great, let's go do that.
And they do that, yeah.
And they go do that. So, I mean,
cool. And anyway, then they're all like bashful in the morning. And it's like, oh well, we're both independent people who sleep around, so maybe it's
fine.
Yeah, so we're just gonna not talk to each other.
You know what did piss me off about this scene is that they start like making out and stuff, or they start just like kissing, and like every 2 seconds she keeps talking.
This is also why I don't like her because Cameron Diaz.
She will not stop talking, and me, Bailey, our roommate Bailey, also watches. We're like, don't waste this opportunity with hot Jude Law. Stop talking. Like, just take this blessing for what it is. Oh my god.
Yeah, she keeps screaming. Not screaming, but like yapping. Big talker. Coming from two people who do a podcast. Yeah, big talker.
She needs to calm down. Well, I think we joked at one point. They were like, they talk too much. They should have a podcast. Because then there's also a part where he starts talking a lot. But anyway, Jude Law is like... They clearly are very into each other.
But anyway, in the morning, Jude Law is like, listen, I'm independent and I'm not really looking to get into a relationship, but if I wanted to get you on a date, what's your number?
And she's like, I'm leaving. I'm going back to LA. Like, I'm
today.
not...
Which also, she gets all the way to the airport and she didn't tell.
I also just think it's like, Well, I would guess that she was probably just going to find a place in LA to crash for.
What about the dog?
Well, she has someone taking care of the dog. Oh, no, the dog.
Yeah, it's like you clearly have to, like, you didn't tell Kate Winslet that you were coming back.
Figure out something. I don't know.
What about that dog? Who's gonna take care of that dog for 2 weeks?
The dog at the English place.
But she doesn't. She decides to stick around to hang out with Jude Law.
Yeah, no, there's like this whole thing where that was so stupid. It was like, girl, like,
why would you leave immediately?
You've been there for like less than 24 hours. Give it a chance. Also, in the morning, Jude Law puts on glasses. Step one of him becoming even hotter. Like, oh my god.
He looks all right. He looks all right.
He looks so good, and then he puts on glasses. Oh my god. Anyway.
All right. Okay, but Kate Winslet, Iris, she's going on like her own little side quest here.
Yeah, she's having a great time.
No Jack Black, really, in the movie. No. Besides that one scene. You want to know what this rom-com really is for Kate Winslet? She helps an old man get home that she finds like on the street lost. And then he's some old Hollywood star. And then he's
like a writer.
Yeah, an old Hollywood writer.
Like, apparently he's like very famous.
Yeah, it's like, and it's like him and Kate Winslet like forming a connection.
There's like a whole thing
like
with them.
40 minutes of the movie. And no like, Jack Black.
This whole little like meta thing where he's like, you need to be the leading lady of your own movie. And she's like, you're right. I need to take control of my life. And they're like, haha,
she's not even the leading lady.
Like, that. Like, it's trying to be like, I personally like it. I think it's fun.
Listen, I don't mind it. I'm just saying it's like, the poster promised me Jack Black is one of the 4 quintessential characters.
Isn't it nice? I would say he is one of the 4 quintessential characters. But I would say that I think it's nice to subvert expectations.
I checked the time.
And have a wholesome story about a woman who is kind of lost from herself, finding a man who is also kind of struggling, and they help each other.
Why does the movie need to have 2 protagonists doing 2 different things?
Why not?
But then I feel like it would be more appropriate if it was just Kate Winslet's movie.
But I don't want to watch a whole movie about that.
Wait, what? You want to watch it in this 2.5-hour movie?
It's like so nice to like have like this heartwarming, like, oh, like her and the old man are like so like they're building a friendship, and then cut back to, oh my god, Jude Law is so hot.
I like it.
And then get to go back and forth and get both, and it's all wrapped in one.
I like it, and I understand.
And then Jack Black comes in later, and he's doing scroodle doo doo doo.
Yeah, I know.
It's so silly.
He's doing the Jack Black thing. Well, listen, I like all this stuff in the movie. I just don't understand why it's all in the same movie.
Why not?
Because what is the theme?
The theme is just be happy.
That's not a theme.
The theme is just sit back and enjoy and stop complaining.
That's not
and just have a nice, pleasant time.
I don't know.
Watching people fall in love and make friends and be happy with one another.
All right. Okay. I like the movie. I'm being hard on it. I'm just curious. And I'm also mad.
So do you just hate this old guy?
Because I want Jack Black in the movie I was promised.
Okay, well he does.
I checked the timestamp. We don't really get into the Jack Black plot until the last 40 minutes of the movie. The last 40 minutes of this 2.5-hour long movie did we not get Jack Black?
Why do you want Jack Black so bad?
I like Jack Black.
I
think
also
he's
like
funny.
Jack Black.
Listen, I'm not drooling over
you guys. Okay, wait. This is what I was saying earlier when I was like 5 minutes. There would be like 5 minutes where times to be like, I'm bored. I don't know if I like this. And then Jack Black would come on screen and be like, yes, I love this movie. It's great.
I want to see Jack Black happy.
You were so excited about Jack Black. I think you got stuck on Jack Black, and Jack Black is like a secondary character in this movie.
He's on the poster.
Okay, there's a lot of people who get put on movie posters that are not important characters.
Listen, I expected Jack Black to get as much screen time as Jude Law gets in this movie. Jude Law is in so much of this movie.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I
love Jude Law in this movie. I think he does great. I like the relationship him and Cameron Diaz have in the movie. And you know what? Him loving Cameron Diaz makes me like Cameron Diaz's character more.
Wow,
somehow.
That's nice.
Because I don't know, I like Jude Law.
Yeah.
But
you just wish there was more Jack Black.
I just wish Jack Black got...
Okay, well, let's keep talking about the movie and we can get to the Jack Black stuff. Because we've been stuck on this for a minute now.
Okay, but the reason why is that... So we follow along with Kate Winslet and this old Hollywood writer for like a long time, and like apparently people keep trying to, like the Writers Guild of America is trying to get him to come to like an
like this like event, and like he doesn't want to go because he's like embarrassed. He's like, no, I like have to use a walker, and like it's gonna be so embarrassing, and no one's even gonna show up. And she's like, no, this is so great, you should do this. So she tries to like help him like work
Believe
out
in
and
himself.
like and like be able to walk a little bit by himself without the walker. Great, so that's going on.
Oh, you know what? I guess it's kind of like a self-reliance kind of thing. Because Kate Winslet also has to go on that path of discovery towards being... So, like, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just...
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, they help each other. It's sweet.
And listen, on the off chance Nancy Meyer listens to this... listen, I liked this movie a lot. So don't think I'm ragging on... the writing.
I think your love for Jack Black outweighs your love for the movie.
I was frustrated that Jack Black was not in more of the movie. You give him one silly scene that feels completely out of place in the rest of the movie.
You are part of the camp of people that this is a popular thought on Letterboxd of put Jack Black in more rom-coms.
I know, I completely agree.
You think so?
Yeah.
Put Jack Black in more rom-coms? Okay.
He's
great.
Dude.
I do love Jack Black.
Maybe not now. He's
now he's doing Minecraft.
Yeah.
So,
which we're gonna go see for this podcast, by the way.
oh my! I really don't want to do that.
Well,
I have absolutely no desire to see the Minecraft movie.
Okay, so anyway,
so that's happening. You have Amanda or Cameron Diaz and Jude Law. They keep going on dates. They're still hanging out. They're getting closer.
But then
whatever.
they're talking, and then they're kind of realizing it's like
they like very, very much like each other. Like they are very into each other, but they're kind of like, she's like, I live in LA. You're here. I'm here on vacation for 2 weeks. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And he keeps saying too, he's like, my life is really complicated. Like, I don't know if I can. Also, he's been getting calls from
you think he's
Sophie
like sleeping
and
around
Olivia.
with other girls.
So Cameron Diaz is like, I'm just like another girl. Like, what is this really? But they keep kind of talking, being like, like, we really like each other. We don't really know what are we gonna do though? Like, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Like, what?
Yeah, so they kind of have like a conversation where they're just like, well, we'll hang out again, but I think we can't be like
nothing really real can happen here.
But then she's like, you know what? I'm getting in my own way. You know what my boyfriend said right after he cheated on me? He said I was heartless. I'm going back to that argument. That's a crazy stance for him to take, by the way, after he cheated on her.
Oh yeah, that she's heartless.
Yeah, it's like you can't cry.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
So she decides she's like, you know what?
That night
I'm gonna go surprise him. Like, I want to talk to him. Like, I want to, I don't know, do something romantic, I guess. Yeah. She shows up, and he's like, hey, like, I have people here. Like, this is not a good time.
And then she thinks it's another girl.
She thinks it's another girl. It's kind of what it seems like. She's like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. But then the door opens a little more, and a young little child comes out.
Yeah.
She's like, Daddy, who's this?
And then there's another one.
And then, another one walks out, and she's like, Daddy. And Cameron Diaz goes, Daddy? Jude Law goes, yes, I am Daddy.
All right, yeah.
I love that moment. It means a lot to me.
All right. We got a lot to get into.
So, okay, now we know that Jude Law is also a girl dad.
Uh-huh.
Hot. Yay, good.
Yes. And then she's
the question on our mind, of course, is like, hey, like, what do you mean you're a dad? Are you married?
And he's like, no. And then she's like, divorced? And he's like, widowed.
No, widowed.
And Christina...
We have a lot to unpack here.
Cheered. She cheered. And then I'm like, okay, let me take the driver's seat with this for a second.
Okay.
While you laugh to yourself. So, and then I look over and I'm like, what? And they're like, the fact that he's widowed makes him so much hotter. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're saying because he's sad and vulnerable.
Well, okay, no, wait.
And because, I get your point now.
There's a lot to this.
We had like an hour-long conversation about this. We had a very in-depth discussion
about this the other night. So, okay, for me, actually, you know what's funny? I was recently watching Sex and the City. There's a whole episode where they debate are widowers. Is that a hot or not?
Is this a thing? Do you get hotter if you lose your wife tragically?
Like, okay, here's the thing. Here's why we thought that was a good yes, makes him hotter.
Yeah, and
I think it makes him hotter.
Cheerworthy.
I think I got the first time I saw this movie, I was literally watching it by myself, and I in my bedroom went, yes! I was so excited because here's the thing. Okay. It shows there's a few different aspects to it. One, it shows that he is able to commit. he really went till death do us part. You know, that's a lot of people don't want to commit nowadays. That's a impressive thing. Commitment. Love that. He, like we said, emotional maturity. Like, he's been through some stuff that, like, I feel as long, okay, then we started getting into it. I was like, as long as, I don't want to say as long as he's gotten over his passed away wife.
Yeah,
like,
and then I was
that's
like,
not the right way to phase it, but like,
forever?
no, like, love your wife, but also being ready to like move into the next, like, have the emotional maturity to balance, like,
which I guess Jude Law is.
I mean, it seems that way. I respect that, love that. Yeah, I mean, I think this might be more personal to me and my friend, but we were like, yeah, he's really sad. Like, that's kind of hot. I feel like
what a terrible thing to say.
Sad boys are like a thing, you know? I don't know. I feel like that's everything where it's like in fiction I like that, but like I'm like in real life I don't think I'd be like.
If there was a man, you would not find a real life guy who was sad over a breakup hot.
No.
Or
I feel like there's certain things though in like movies and books that like, yeah, like that works there, but like some of the like I read like a lot. I feel like I'm really good about reading a lot of different genres, and sometimes when I read like romance types books, like there's stuff in the books that it's like, oh, that works in a book, but if a guy said this in real life, it would be the cringiest thing ever, you know? Yeah. So, sad boys in cinema, thumbs up.
And I'm like, would it be the same thing if he was divorced? And Christina's like, no.
No. There's more to unpack there. I'm not saying that that's an inherently bad thing, but like there's...
That means he wasn't ready to commit. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't want to make any assumptions.
But anyway, this guy has 2 daughters, and they're very cute, and he does a lot of cute dad
he's
stuff.
Good. Oh my god, he's good with kids. Like, that's so hot.
I get that. I understand that.
He keeps getting hotter. Anyway, that's my argument for why I would think widowers are hot.
All right.
I'm not like on the hunt for a widower.
Okay.
I just think it works well in this context.
Anyway, so what? Their love is even stronger. And he's like, the reason I've been so cagey is because, well, I have 2 daughters. And so I gotta...
So he's like...
They always come first.
Yeah, he's like basically... Oh my gosh.
Okay.
He has his priorities in check.
Keep it together.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So... Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so basically it's like he's like, this is why I've been like standoffish and like obviously like if I'm gonna have a relationship like enter my life, like it affects more than just me. I don't want it
to be like a... Yeah.
And he's like, and the reason I didn't want to say is because like I didn't know if this was gonna be anything, and he explains that he's like, oh, you know, like I don't want to just be a dad, like I'm a person, like if I'm going on a date, like I don't want that to be the only thing that I talk about the whole time. Yeah,
which I imagine is a problem.
That makes a lot of sense
with widowed single fathers.
Yeah, that's a big part of their identity.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you're interested, but I can tell you the counter argument for why widowers are not hot from Sex and the City if you...
Okay, yeah, lay it on me.
So Samantha's like, boo, no, widowers are bad. I don't know if you know any of the Sex and the City
characters. No, I don't know any of the characters.
Because in her mind, she's like, well, you'll like the new woman will never be able to live up to the image of his wife in his head, that because she can never come back and like do anything wrong now, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's like you'll forever be compared to this like
so
angel.
What if a guy loses his wife, that's it then? He can't date
this is Sex
else?
in the City. There's a lot of flaws in this. I'm just saying that's why some people might be like, boo, no. But that's why I'm like, that's why I made the point of like, as long as they have like grieved and like are emotionally mature, not that they can't still love their wife, that's fine, but you know, like able to
they're able to move on and have a full healthy relationship with somebody else.
Exactly. Yeah. Which it seems like Jude Law is in this movie.
Yeah, no, he seems like a perfect guy.
Yeah.
This guy, I'm trying to think. I don't think there's one wrong thing this guy does.
No, he's literally perfect. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, he is the female gaze. Like, I was trying to explain to you, like...
He's got long, flowy jackets and scars. Perfect man. I don't know if you're into that.
Yeah. Going back to the hot things guys can wear, you're kind of right.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Let's check back in with Kate Winslet. Wow. Let's see if Jack Black has entered the fucking movie.
We should mention the reason this movie's called The Holiday. This is all happening around Christmas time.
Hence why we're doing this in December.
Yeah, part of the reason I wanted to do it now.
All right.
I realized we probably should have said that's the whole reason why.
I think it's pretty clear,
but it's also the holiday because
they're going on vacation, and
England,
that's what British people say when they're going on vacation.
Holiday.
I'm going on a holiday. Sorry, that was a terrible
holiday.
A little terrible accent.
Oh boy. Anyway, I just realized I'm like, this is all It's one of those movies that, like, takes place around Christmas time, but, like, Christmas isn't, like, really, like, a part of the main plot of it. It just happens to be, like, a backdrop setting. This is Christmas time. So anyway, okay.
I guess...
he does Mr. Napkin Face, which is this cute thing he does with his daughters.
Where is Jack... Okay. So, meanwhile, while
back in LA.
happening...
Kate Winslet's been hanging out with this old guy.
Yeah, and then they're having
She's also been hanging out with Jack Black a little bit because Jack Black, although he has a girlfriend, his girlfriend is an actress and she's out of town filming something. So they're kind of hanging out, just being friends.
Yeah.
And it's not that weird.
They go to Blockbuster.
And Robert De Niro's there.
Yeah.
in a very tiny cameo.
I don't think that's Robert De Niro. It's someone else.
No, because it's Taxi. He holds up Taxi Driver, doesn't he?
I don't think so. I think it was a different person he was talking about. Maybe it was. I don't know.
I don't remember,
almost positive. But I think it was a different actor. Anyway, so he does his little Jack Black thing. He's singing a bunch of sound. Oh yeah, he's a music composer. That's what he does.
Oh yeah, we should mention that
for film.
For films.
And he's walking around. And he has his little special interest, and he's
doing his Jack Black thing.
Yeah, literally. Okay, I do love Jack Black. Clearly, they get him to do this thing in any movie he's in. He's like Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo, and he like holds up a DVD, and he's like.
He's like scatting, like he's like the film scores basically.
Yeah, and Kate Winslet's loving it, and they're drinking like fucking frappes from Starbucks. By the way,
yeah,
the ones with the bubble lids and like the whipped cream.
They're like frappuccinos.
Yeah, which by the way, I like those. Sue me.
I do too, but I can't say in my adult life I get them very often.
I'll drink them in public. I don't care.
It's kind of embarrassing.
Jack Black's drinking one in public, and people love him. Anyway, so outside,
he's Jack Black.
Coincidentally, they see walking on the street his actor's girlfriend on the arm of another man, and so he goes out. He's like, "Hey,
hey, I thought you were like filming."
And then apparently we find out that no, she in fact got done filming 2 days into the 10-day visit and just stayed with this other guy in LA for the remaining time.
So Jack Black, now it's his turn to be heartbroken. And he's like, this is so embarrassing. Like, I literally sent her a Christmas present because she wasn't going to be here.
Yeah.
And Kate Winslet's like, hey, like, I actually totally understand how you're feeling because I also actually had a guy cheat on me. This is crazy. Yeah. So they kind of bond over that.
Yeah.
They connect.
So then, and so they're hanging out more, and it seems like they might have a connection, but they're at like some sushi place, and then he gets a call. And it's the actress girlfriend. And apparently she misses him. Classic ex behavior.
So it's like, he's like, I gotta go talk to her. Yeah. I'll see what the film thing later.
But guess what also happens? Kate Winslet's at
this is crazy.
Kate Winslet's at her house, and guess who's at the door? Jasper.
Which I guess we should mention, he had called her earlier and been like, oh, I'm like writing my book and like you're just such a good writer and like I need you to read over these pages for me, please. Like I'm stuck, I need help. And she's like, yeah, of course.
But
like,
she literally told him,
shut up. Like,
don't
even though
me.
she specifically, like I said, at the beginning of the movie, she texts him and says, I do, like, you need to give me space. Like, I cannot keep doing this
Don't
thing.
talk to me.
So now he shows up. Insane.
And he's
insane.
Like,
because also it's like, okay, so are you not engaged anymore? Because like, what is this behavior?
No, yeah,
like,
he's always like, and he's like, well, it turns out I am deeply in love with you still. And
so they like are about to start making out, whatever.
And then she's like, whoa, wait, you're not engaged.
You're not engaged anymore, right? Because like you just flew halfway around the world for me.
Like, I'd appreciate if you consider how confusing this is for me.
Yeah. And she's like, no, actually, thank God this is what gets, like, she's, like, finally, like, oh my God, I cannot believe
he's a shitty guy.
That I have been in love with you this entire time. This is ridiculous. Are you insane? Are you just gonna string me along your entire marriage? And, like, also, like, this other girl, like, no. She's like, get out, leave. And he does. Yay. Yeah, no, that's literally what he says, though. He's like, I wish you'd understand how confusing this is. Like, shut up.
Yeah, okay, and so Kate Winslet gets over it. And we don't really see what happens with Jack Black, but he's in the middle of hear her out. We get a shot of him pondering the decision.
Oh yeah, his girlfriend's being like, I'm so sorry. Like
that's the thing. People don't realize what they got until it's gone.
I feel like that
Classic
was like
human behavior.
I don't know. I would not. That was really embarrassing for her. Like there's the whole part where he's like. She said it was snowing outside, which means, like, she looked up the weather at this place she was supposed to be
where
filming.
I was supposed to be,
and, like, lied. And even though she was in Santa Monica. Like, that's insane. Like, that's embarrassing for her. And then for her, like, 2 days later to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, that was...
Yeah, okay. Also,
that was so silly of me. That's evil.
By the way, the span of these relationships is 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, because this whole holiday...
All of this stuff has been happening within, like,
weeks.
14 days.
Like, basic, like...
And people are spouting out, oh, I love you, and, like, you're my soulmate, and it's like... Well,
wait a second.
Down.
No one says soulmate.
Well, I don't know, man. Look, some people can let love into their heart a lot easier. But I'm just saying,
yeah,
14
which plot line here do we want to wrap up first?
Okay, let's just wrap up...
LA or England?
LA. Let's just wrap up LA.
Okay, so LA. So Kate Winslet goes to the film thing with the writer, the old writer that she's become friends with.
And it turns out there's a huge crowd there for him because he's a famous fucking Hollywood writer.
Like, huge.
And he's humbled. But guess what? He's also super fucking rich. I'm just saying... Like, it's like, I don't know. It's like, oh, it's sweet that he gets the recognition he deserves. Seems like he had a great life. Otherwise. He had,
like, well, I mean, like, earlier when she was in his house, like, he had, like, Golden Globes and an Oscar, and...
I don't know.
He seemed like a wonderful man.
Yeah.
I think what I've learned from this is that we need to hang out in Beverly Hills and find an old man who's lost and see where that gets us. So she goes to this event with him. It's endearing. Jack Black shows up.
Yeah, Jack Black, he's like, it's over. And then
he's like, hey, like, what are you doing for New Year's?
And then she's like,
I'll be in England.
Yeah, I'm going
back. Well, I've never been in England for... I've never been to England before.
So I'll come to England. And she's like, yay!
Which, like, also crazy because, like they had much less of a development than Cameron Diaz and Jude Law. And, like, the fact that he's like, yeah, I'll come over to England. I mean... How is their relationship going to work? They've barely started.
Right. Well, because he wasn't in the movie until the last 40 minutes.
Wait, hold on. I want to talk about that at the end. But okay. So back in England, we're going to wrap up this story. They basically,
she extends her trip.
Spending their last night together, and they're having like this really deep conversation because they're like, what are we going to do? Like, we really like each other. We really, really, really like each other. But I live in LA. You live in London. Like, do we fly back and forth? You have kids. Can we meet in the middle? Do we just do a long distance relationship? Do we not do a relationship at all? What do we do? And they just kind of just agree to kind of like just take it day by day and not have any rules and just see what happens for them. And so Cameron Diaz the next day, and that's when Jude Law drops I'm in love with you.
Oh yeah. So I guess maximum like 14 days. Okay.
Yeah. 2 weeks. Hey, it happens on The Bachelor all the time. It's fine.
Yeah, all right.
So next day, she's leaving, and she's in the car, and she starts to cry. Because she's so sad that she's leaving Jude Law.
You know what?
So then
it is pretty touching.
She asked the driver to turn around. It's touching until... It's sweet, and then she asks the driver to turn around, and he's like, okay. And she's like, no, you're not going fast. She just gets out of the car and runs, like... far.
Yeah,
like,
really far.
There's a whole running montage.
She goes through like several gates, like, and every gate she reaches, like, before she opens it, she does like a ponderous look up. She's like, yes. And then like opens the gate, and then it's like, gets to another gate.
This makes me laugh because it's ridiculously far. Like, it's like, girl, get back in the car. Like, there is no reason for this behavior. Like,
anyway, she shows up and he was sobbing.
And he's crying, which also hot. Also hot.
If a man was sobbing, you would not find it hot. I guarantee you.
No, but like a man in touch with his emotions and like not afraid to cry, that is hot.
All right.
I stand by that, actually.
All right, yeah.
I don't think it's like the physical act of crying. I think it's the fact that it's you're in touch with your emotions and you're not like you don't have your fragile masculinity. Like, yeah, you crying's okay. Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right.
That is hot. I stand by that.
Okay, what else?
That's kind of the end. The movie ends, it's New Year's, and everybody's in England, and they're all partying it up together, and that's it.
Yeah, and then their relationships are left to the unknown.
Yeah, they're left to the unknown, which, sometimes I feel like we haven't done this with other rom-coms we watched, but maybe we should start doing it. How do we think... Do we think they stay together? Do we think they get married? Do we think they break up 2 weeks later?
I
like to ask myself this about a lot of rom-coms.
I don't know how they would have made it work, but I think Cameron Diaz and Jude Law would have stayed together.
I agree. I think Kate Winslet and Jack Black, I think that they stay friends, and they're like, you know what? We had fun hanging out. Like, we don't have enough of a connection here to, like, actually try and make this work. Mm-hmm. But, like, let's keep in touch. I bet they stay friends with each other and keep in touch. But I think Cameron Diaz and Jude Law, maybe maybe make it work
Yeah,
out.
I think they make it work.
Nice.
Amazing.
Great. So
yeah, no, I liked it. I thought it looked
your
nice.
biggest complaint was the lack of Jack Black?
Yeah, so it's not really like a fun... it's like a... If I watched the movie again, that wouldn't be a complaint because I would know what it was going in.
You just wanted more
No,
Jack
I just
Black.
expected it to be a Jack Black-centric movie, and he's really only in it for the last 40 minutes. I mean,
Jack Black-centric even is a little stretch because he's one of 4 people on the poster.
Yeah, 1 of 5 if you count this old fucking man.
He's not on the poster, is he?
No, he's not. That's what I'm saying. But he should be for the amount... He gets as much screen time as Jack Black does.
An old man does not fit into the very stereotypical
Exactly.
poster. This really is... I love this movie. This poster is like the exact... Like the font and everything.
Yeah, I know. They do these kind of posters for... There's a whole bunch of movies where it's like set on like a holiday... And then, like, it's, like, a bunch of famous actors' faces together. And
Yeah.
It's like, there's a Valentine's Day movie or, like, Love Actually.
Yeah.
They all look like this.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
But here's the thing. We don't get these movies anymore.
No, we don't, and I miss them.
I mean, maybe they come to streaming.
Once in a blue moon, we'll get, like...
Okay, here's what I think the issue is. I think streaming movies may not be as well known, like... One, because they release so many of them, but also because they don't really get movie posters. You don't ever see a movie poster for a streaming movie.
Yeah, they do have them.
If they release like a Love Actually or like The Holiday on like Netflix or something, we're not going to see the movie poster where it's a bunch of heads.
You know what the big recent Netflix movie is?
What?
Hot Frosty.
What is that?
I haven't actually watched it yet, but I want to. It's a movie where, as I understand, Frosty the Snowman comes to life and he's a hot guy. And
of course.
It's like some sort of rom-com plot with the girl who played Gretchen in Mean Girls.
Oh, man.
I really want to watch it.
He's like...
Is he really hot?
He's not hot, but he's
no Jude Law in The Holiday.
He's like a very much like a classical version of hot. He's like very
Jude
sculpted.
Law is hot in the way that he was like obviously written by a woman, you know?
Yeah. All right. So yeah, no, I liked it. I liked all the performances. I thought the writing for the most part was pretty good, even despite some of the sillier moments.
I do think that I love this movie, and there are moments throughout this movie that every time I watch it, I cringe a little. I'm like, why is it happening? Like, there's one scene where like Kate Winslet wakes up and she's like dancing in the bed, and it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
there's like certain dialogue choices with Cameron Diaz where I'm like, why did they phrase it like that? But I think that's also part of the charm. I think it's like, yeah, you gotta have a little bit over the top cheesiness for this type of thing. That's what makes it work. That's what makes it endearing, you know?
Yeah, you know, I appreciate that the movie is earnest. I feel like whatever happened in the past 15 years, we were all so fucking cynical. I feel like you wouldn't get a rom-com now where it's like where they're being like, oh, this is just like a rom-com, I'll never love you, and then they like fist fight or whatever.
What?
I just mean like I feel like
Wait, you lost me there.
I feel like we would never have like a love kind of movie where the love isn't baked in like some deep form of like irony. You know what I mean?
Okay, I guess I see what you're saying.
I just feel like everybody would be like cracking. I don't know. Like I said, this isn't really a romantic comedy. It's like
it's more just like romance.
Yeah, it's
that's
just more
fair.
like
I guess.
romance. It's not like
wait. Speaking of, there's one
Sarah
part.
Marshall.
Jack Black, I think his like most romantic moment in the movie is, as we mentioned, he's a music composer and he writes a melody that sounds like Kate Winslet. He's like, this sounds like you. That's good.
That's pretty good.
Because there's something about that that's like, because then in my brain I'm like, but like if a guy writes a song about you, it's like very, very 50-50 if that's going to be a good thing or not. But then I feel like, I don't know, something about him, like if
it's a good song.
He's a composer. So it's like there's no words involved.
No,
and like,
yeah.
I don't know, there's something romantic about like this isn't like about you or for you. It's like, oh, this sounds like you know?
No, yeah,
that's like
he's doing his job as a composer.
understanding of the person, you know? So I was like,
it's not a white
that
guy.
was pretty romantic.
It's not a white guy.
Not a white guy being
fucking
like,
"Hey there, Delilah" on his guitar.
I look at you in the moonlight, like,
yeah,
it's like not like that.
Anyway, all right.
I think that was Jack Black's most romantic moment in the movie.
I agree. He was a great guy. Also,
he was a great guy.
Both
also,
the men in this movie were great guys.
Yeah, great guys all around. I know I'm hyping up Jude Law a lot, but Jack Black in this movie is also great.
Yeah, I just wish he was in it more.
Yeah, maybe if he was in it more, I'd be fanning over myself that much over him, you know?
It's just because, he's not as traditionally hot as Jude Law.
And he's not in the movie as much.
Yeah, okay. All right,
Law's also really
let's move on.
Okay, so that's the holiday.
Yep, that's the holiday.
Yay!
I liked it. But, Christina, so we were originally going to do, a Christmas special, but we're not doing it anymore?
Yeah. Sorry if you wanted to hear us talk about Christmas movies, but we don't really have much to add to that conversation.
I wouldn't have brought it up unless, I think in the past episode we mentioned that we might have been doing 2 special episodes. But
we do still have one special episode.
We're going to do an end of the year wrap up.
Yeah.
But before that, we get one more episode with me, baby.
Yay. Actually, I'm scared. You were saying some very cryptic things about whatever movie you picked. I don't know what it is, though.
It was either going to kickstart the new year, or it's going to bookend this year, and it looks like it's going to bookend this year.
Okay.
A great movie. Christina, I'm going to show you the 2003, 2004 classic Kangaroo Jack. Have you heard of this movie?
Like, vaguely.
Vaguely? I had this on DVD growing up, so I'm well aware of this movie. Now, I'm going to show you the trailer for this movie on the podcast.
Oh.
Because I figured you may not know it. Right?
Okay. I feel like I have heard of it, but I couldn't tell you anything.
We're going to watch the trailer, and I'm going to hold the microphone up to the computer, too, so everyone can hear it.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
I, can't see it.
20 years ago, Charlie met Lewis.
I have a lot of questions already.
I need your help. He wished he never had.
You take this envelope to send to Australia.
Sorry, I know I should be saying things, but I'm just looking at this very confused.
Is about to wind up.
Wait, okay, yes, I have. Okay. I haven't seen this movie, but I recognize this kangaroo. Is this what the whole movie is? Is it just this kangaroo jumping around?
I need some help.
Well, it seems to me you need an airplane.
Is this the whole movie? They're just chasing this kangaroo?
On January 17th,
Who's that actor? He looks
Bruckheimer presents
familiar.
the story of 2 best friends
You've really got to put milk on that pie!
who travel to the ends of the earth
Tyson.
to catch the world's
Why are we
most
watching
unlikely
this?
thief. Bring it on, Queen of the Desert. Kangaroo Jack.
Is this better or worse than Cat in the Hat?
Charlie? Nice. I said the hippie to the hip.
Who is that actor?
The rock to the bang bang. Boogie
All right, so you may be wondering, why did I make you watch the trailer for that? It's because it's going to be very crucial when we watch the movie.
The trailer is?
Yes, I'm not going to go into detail, but it's so crucial that you know the context of what this movie is when we watch it.
Okay.
It'll all make sense.
This 2000s children's movie that looks really low budget and
yeah, you're gonna.
I don't know if I understand the context that much better now, but okay.
You'll get it. We'll get it by the time we get to the podcast when we talk about it. I think it's gonna make for a good episode. You asked if it's better or worse than Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, maybe the question I shouldn't be asking is it better or worse? Am I going to hate it more or less than Cat in the Hat?
You're going to hate it more than Cat in the Hat.
Oh no. Really?
I think so.
That's hard.
I think so. Look, like I said, I don't like dunking on movies, but I like Cat in the Hat. I don't like this movie.
Why are you showing me this then?
Because I think it'd be funny.
I thought the whole point of this is for us to share our love of film.
Well, I want to share that I love this movie as like a joke. So I'm going to show it to you, and we're going to talk about it for an hour and a half on the podcast.
I'm going to find a way to...
You're not getting out of it.
Well, no. I'm just saying, I don't know, when April Fool's rolls around or something, I'm going to make you watch something bad.
I think we're going to have a great discussion about it. Let's move on.
What a way to close out the year.
What a way to close out the year. I'm so excited.
Oh, God. All right. Let's get out of here.
All right, guys. That was another fantastic, wonderful episode of Shut Up and Watch the Movie. if you guys want to rate us, maybe 5 stars on Spotify or
fair.
Apple Music, you can do that. If you leave a positive or negative review, I'll read it out loud on the podcast. We'll say it. I do want to share a funny, quick little story here. When we started doing those Instagram or those TikTok posts, there was a clip I posted of us not knowing about the Alamo, and we got our first public response, and it was a guy saying, "You two should go play in traffic."
So, I didn't realize people were that sensitive about the Alamo.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
struck a nerve. It's not that deep. No, I deleted.
Our bad.
I deleted the TikTok because like I saw like another.
Oh well, I
comment.
posted it on Instagram.
Okay, well I guess we'll see what happens. But people on TikTok started getting like mad about it, and I was like, not worth it.
Oh, should I delete it from the Instagram?
No, it's fine.
I'm sorry. We educated ourselves. We know what it is now.
It's funny. It's funny. But I'm just saying, like, I was like, not worth it. So I deleted the TikTok because I was like, the ship is not going down because of this.
Because of this. Yeah, no.
So that's just an example of the wonderful stuff we'll read out on the podcast. Here, let's go find if there's a new review. There's not a new review, so we will not read one this week, but that can change. And thank you to Ronan Lilly for the edit, Justin Hickland for our catchy little theme song, and then Bailey Johnson for our logo. If you want to connect with us, you can at shutupandwatchpod@gmail.com. shutupandwatchpod.podbean.com. You can also get to us on a bunch of social media platforms now. We really ramped it up in the past couple of weeks. We're talking TikTok, which is what? Shut Up and Watch Pod. Letterboxd, which is just Shut Up and Watch. Instagram, which is just Shut Up and Watch Pod. I think that might be it. But if you go on any of those things, there's a link tree that is also working. And listen, everything you ever could possibly need is in that link tree. It's got all our podcast platforms.
There you go.
All the social services we're on. Oh, YouTube. Yeah, the YouTube is probably the most important thing. You wanna go up into Shut Up and Watch the Movie on YouTube, and you can find all our podcasts there.
Amazing.
So
many options.
So many options to engage with us.
There's so many ways.
And you know what? I'll personally respond with a love letter to you.
Wow.
I'm not. We'll see.
You should write a little melody for every person.
Like Jack Black.
Yeah.
But I think I can't think of anything else.
I think that's it. Until next week with Kangaroo Jack, I guess.
But hey, Christina.
Oh, Tyson. Yeah.
Did you know that if you shared this podcast with another person, well, I feel like you just took it. It's. I was going to say Jack Black writes you a nice melody for you.
Oh, that's better than you writing a melody. No offense.
Or maybe you go on a trip, a surprise vacation, and Jude Law shows up at your door.
Oh, that's my dream come true. Wow.
That would happen.
Oh my gosh. That's literally my biggest dream in life.
All right. Well, that's awesome. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second.
I'm just thinking about being on vacation and then a hot British man showing up the door and being like, "Hey, I love you," and me being like, "Cool.
Hey, I love you.
I love you."
Okay, we're done. All right, bye guys.
Bye.